That was my test. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for being here tonight. And thank you to Winifred and to ACNJ for opening this conversation and laying out the facts of the moment that we're in. My name is Meghan Tavormina, and I'm proud to be here representing NJAEYC. We are a statewide membership and advocacy organization, and our mission is to elevate and support early childhood educators and the providers who serve our communities every single day. We are here tonight because New Jersey's Child Care Assistance Program, or CCAP, is being frozen. Starting August 1st, no new families will be allowed to enter the program, and even if they are fully eligible. That means no new infants, no new toddlers, no new preschoolers, and no additional children and families already in the system. Let's be clear. This is a policy failure rooted in a budget failure. Throughout the spring, ACNJ and NJAEYC led aggressive budget advocacy, warning that this exact scenario would happen if the state did not increase the funding for childcare. Together, we sent letters, testified, met with legislators, and laid out the numbers. The need was clear, but the legislature passed a budget that left childcare $30 million short. Now we are seeing the consequences of that decision playing out. This is not the fault of the Department of Human Services or the state agencies working every day to keep this system standing. This freeze is a reaction to a legislature that failed to invest. The departments are managing a shortfall. They didn't create it. And this is not just about families losing access to an essential service. This is a direct hit to the operations of early childhood providers across the state. If a CCAP-eligible child leaves your program in August, there will not be another CCAP-eligible child to enroll. The state has closed the door. But your mortgage hasn't gone down. Your food costs haven't gone down. Your staff's salaries haven't gone down. This freeze represents a $30 million reduction to the collective operating budgets of providers across New Jersey. So the question becomes, how do we stay open? Programs that serve low-income families, many of them the backbone of mixed delivery care in our state, are now forced to make impossible choices. Do we reduce staff? Do we close classrooms? Do we pull back from serving the very families who need us most? That's not just unjust, it's unsustainable. We need to be honest about what's happening here. When legislators choose not to fund childcare, they are choosing to destabilize our programs, devalue our educators, and undermine working families. And we need to hold them accountable. We've been told that childcare is a priority. Now it's time for them to prove it. The state cannot continue to expect providers, many of whom are women of color running underfunded programs, to balance the system on our backs without real sustained public investment. We are past the point of temporary solutions and piecemeal fixes. What we need is a structural change, political will, and public dollars. Because when a family loses care, a parent may lose their job. When a provider loses revenue, an educator may lose their position. And when a community loses a child care program, the ripple effects are felt everywhere, from the workforce to the economy to child development outcomes. This is not just a child care issue. It's an economic issue, a racial equity issue, and a workforce issue. And that's why we're here, to say loudly and clearly, the freeze must be lifted. The funding gap must be filled. The legislature must act, and providers must be at the center of the solution. We need to keep coming together, families, providers, advocates, and organizations, and make sure every legislator hears us. Because without urgent investment, New Jersey's child care system will not hold. We are not going to wait quietly. We are not going to be silent. We are going to keep showing up, and we are going to keep raising our voices until childcare is treated like the essential infrastructure it is. Thank you for coming tonight, and let's stand together and keep going.